This is our animation. If you are subscribed, you might see that we have polls, which video we want to see next here. So we can see clearly that we have a winner. It's about VFX, and let's see what I have for you. And you can also consider joining if you want to support us. Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Arman. Happy to see you here. In this video, we will be animating VFX, particularly cracking the ground with debris, with rocks, with impact. So before starting, I want to introduce to all the sequence I have, and I will be working with some of them. Okay, and apart from the sequences, I have some images that I will be using, stretching, distorting. Oh yeah, and then some sequences here, some small sequences you can see. These ones, some cracks on the ground, here some cracks, and smaller sequences, impacts, glow, and this would be the glowing for this crack with much higher scale. So this is good to show that the core of the ground has opened. So basically, yeah, this would be it. So we can start, and maybe while we do the crack, this crack can expand, that get bigger and bigger, and same would be like this, boom, boom, boom. And we might be going a little bit up, some opening up more cracks on the ground. I want to do a little bit of multiple hits on the ground. It's not like one like blow, but we have a big blow and then like some kind of pulsation, boom, boom, boom. So maybe that boom, boom, boom will open more cracks. So that's gonna be interesting. We have some smokes that I will be just rotating and scaling up with the fading out. We have more layer of smokes, and we have some rocks that are black and white, which I can color them easily. And we have some. So let's get started. So first I will pick up the crack. I will add a bone for it in the center, moving it here, maybe smaller, and next frame, boom, bigger. Now I will add the glow. Let's make it bigger. Let me actually put it inside that same bone. And then I will make it bigger. We move it to additive, and it reduce the glow, the opacity a little bit, and give some kind of orange red. And I don't like this color. Yeah, let's leave it simple. And maybe here we still don't have it. Let's open up the opacity quicker and start from 0 opacity actually. Boom, boom. Yeah, I think this is okay. So having this, next I will pick up this VFX, add a bone for it. Okay, I have that sequence, put it here. Select the attachment and key. I want it to play only once, and 30 frames per second. It will start from frame 1. So we have this blow, boom, and next it appears. And you need to take care at the last frame to hide it. I will make it bigger. It's on the ground, there is a perspective, and we need to understand that it contacts the ground, and the rest should be go different angle. For that, we can come here, edit the mesh, and create a line here, delete the bottom section. So now we have like it's on the ground. It should continue on the ground, but with different perspective. For that, I will duplicate this effect and rotate it. Put it here. So this is where I will use some kind of perspective. First, let's see how it looks. It will look pretty much as original. But this is where you can actually change the perspective. Maybe we need more keys here. So deforming this, we show that it's spreading on the ground. You can do the same. You can have a full circle and make sure it's the other way. So we can go ahead and reveal this back portion and make it like get smaller in perspective, or you can keep just half of it. Let me convert it to additive blending. We have deform key. To get rid of it but keep deform, you can actually select the mesh, select all vertices, copy, come here and paste it here. So you see it's already jumping on the right place, but to make it in the local, you can actually do it select changing the axis here to local here. And now you need to make sure you remove this key. So we don't have deform keys, which is cool. The frame stops here, but we continue to fade it out and maybe making bigger so it doesn't freeze at some point. For that, we will use the bone and make it bigger. And maybe I will do that movement of getting bigger from 0. So we have some smooth moving up and then some frames. Now I will need an impact. So for that, I will use these ones. I will do this in an old-fashioned way, just using 3 frames, because they don't come with the same rectangle. So they will jump back and forth. Let me add it into the bone. This would be the center. So I'm putting the center here so I can easily scale them, maybe sometimes shear them. So it's great to have it pivot here. Changing to additive, let's bring it here. I will make it bigger. It will complement the effect I added previously. So we have kind of double blow here. I don't know if we like it or not, but I will leave it for now because I want to move quickly. And later I can come back and adjust easily. I want to see the effect at the end. Okay, let's add this effect. This will be the reason, that force that hit the ground. I will add a bone for it. This would be pivot. So I, again, easily control the rotation and impact of it. Maybe I want to scale or whatever. So now I will move everything. Okay, everything is hidden and starts from frame 5. But before that, I need to get that hit. So it's pretty much should be something very fast. And here, maybe I can continue playing it very fast once. 30 frames per second. And here we need to hide it. I'm thinking maybe we can do even faster. I don't think we need this sequence actually. I think we can go with just one image. So I will convert it back to normal image. It really doesn't create much because we can scale it and then hide it. Yeah, this is better. I will try to reduce its. Okay, now let's give some color. Change it to additive. Make it a little bit orange. Next, I want to bring on this effect. Converting to sequence, removing the index, adding it here to 5. check it. Great. Selecting it, holding Control, and adding a bone to contain it. Let's change it to additive right away. And why not to give it a color? Now let's work with it. I will hide it now because we don't need it. Let's bring it on here. Show it. Add a key for sequence, 30 frames. And at the end, we just hide it. Let's see the scale. Maybe we'll start from shearing like this and then opening up it here like this. And I will actually move it this way, maybe a little bit up. Let's make it transparent in 3 frames and make the scale bigger. Yeah, let's say we're happy with this. Maybe it goes down too much. Yeah, so this is just one layer. It hits from the left. We do that hitting, and here we can actually duplicate it. The slot. We have it here to duplicate it, and let's start it 1 frame later. Moving everything to 1 frame after it. You can see it already becomes a little bit richer. And lastly, I maybe will revert it back to normal and give it a darker color. Let's move it back and give it darker color. And move it a little bit, offset it. I'm happy with this. Okay, I can see we use the color here because this color is getting overridden. For that, we can come here to do the color here, or just separate the alpha and delete this pink color. These ones contain the actual color. The purple ones are only the alpha. So if I delete them, it will bring the color from the setup pose. Okay, now let's add the smoke. Show it. Make it scaled. Boom. Now that we have on the left side, we can duplicate it on the right side. And remember, we can always make it richer by duplicating and changing the color. So maybe we can do it right now for the smoke. Make it darker, maybe transparent. It's not very well visible because we have gray background in spine, but it should work. So we have 2 sequences, and I will make sure one starts a little bit later so we have some variety. And let's add one more just to make sure it's super rich. Again, you can work on the composition on your side. Even push it further. Let's see it. And let's make this one bigger. Convert it mesh if you want to make it a little bit different. And make sure you deform it in the setup mode. Okay, so Now, finally, when we finished on the left side, we can duplicate it with the bone, just so we have more control over it, and scale it -1. I will try to push right the smokes at the right, so they appear a little bit later. Let's select all of them and like 3 frames. Next, what we can do, let's use this glow. Why not? It's just one image. Convert it to additive. Scale it. You know what? I will actually move it with this bone. Let's move this glow here, as it would be our core for this effect. I will turn off the scale for it so it doesn't inherit it. So we have this radial effect, like spherical. Boom. Let's key the scale, so we will be increasing it. So bright. And then make it disappear here. Let's leave it this way. I think we will be adding more effects, so maybe it will help them to blend in. Great. So what else we can do with you know what? Maybe I will use this one for the explosions at the cracks. Let's think of it as it is finished for as the initial impact. Boom. Yeah. Now I want to think that some cracks like appear after that. For that, let's use these ones. For this one, I will go in an old way. There is no real reason for that. Just so maybe you don't work with this version. Just make sure they are all aligned before putting them in one slot. For that, set positions to some same coordinate, and then drag them into one slot. Delete the empty slots. Slash, let's name it. Now we'll give bone to it, convert it to additive, and let's see what we can do with that. So I want to add that 3 impacts, like it's boom and boom, 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 something like that. I'm duplicating it once again, boom, and then here I will use different position. Maybe here. Let's leave it here and maybe make it bigger. So it will hit here and will hit here. Maybe we can flip it actually. And do some kind of variation. Okay, so it hits here and then boom, hits here. So I assume there is a crack already here. Let's see if that works. So I will add a bone here. Boom. And here we open up it. Boom. And next would go here. So this will open up even more cracks. Boom. I will create like 4 frames, I guess, and make a mesh, like hiding portions of them. I want to use as many techniques as possible. Let's make this sharper. So this, and we will then go with this, and then this will come. Let's move it up so it's sharper. And last one, we will open up it. So let's see how it works. Boom, crack one. We see it hits. I will set it to tint black so I can also make it brighter. It glows, goes back here, and then it glows again. I will open up to the second one. And here we'll open up to third one. And here we'll open up to last one. And finally bringing it back. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I don't like how it's white, so maybe we can change the color of everything, so maybe bright yellow. Create container for these two. So let's move it here and put both of them so I can actually duplicate it. Let's give it a length. And now I want to use this effect for that exploding of those cracks. Let's show it up. Move the order below the slash, I guess. I will delay it so we see the slash, it hits, and then boom, explosion comes out. Maybe we can scale it down like this. And I would actually add this effect. Since we have it, we'll use it smaller. And here. Let's revert it back to white and make it actually bigger. So I guess we can continue and duplicate this one, but I do need to copy this, put it inside. I'm putting it here, and maybe I will flip it here, this one, just to give more variety. Okay, I will try to duplicate this branch now. Maybe if I bring it closer, I can fake that it's different crack. And yeah, let's move everything. I don't want to see two dashes start at the same time. And lastly, we can do the same. I will duplicate this one. But instead we'll move it up. So it uses different crack, which would be crack 3 as we just saw. Okay, now I have it. I move it here, and similar way as I did with previous ones, I will just make sure I open up it. And lastly, well, last one is the without mesh. We can leave it this way. Let's try it. Let's see if this works. We need to adjust it, of course. I will move everything to this side so we see it clear. Let's see it. Yeah. Now let's bring it back to here and see how we can offset it. I don't want to see slashes at the same time starting. Yeah, this looks good. Now as I see, I don't like how it's getting noisy and the tracks too much. So I guess as a composition, as overall effect, I put too much here. So maybe I failed here. But at least you see how you can use different stuff. And lastly, do not afraid to hide them. With some offset, I guess. So we still miss some important thing. I will try with shaking. If you have background, it would look much nicer on it. If you shake the background or the camera, whatever you want to shake. Last one, maybe let's drop some rocks. I'm not going to animate individual rocks as I normally don't do that way, so it takes a lot of time. And let's separate the axes, make them smaller and make them bigger. Boom. So you can see how fast it is to animate the rocks having just one overlay composition. Where are they? I want to color them something brown with less color. Yeah, let it be this way. Let's use some rotation. Boom. I will go back to graph and delete this key. We don't need that. We need the X to go constant speed. And this Y-axis, let's make it go up and slow down and then start slowly coming down and fall. Now I will make things a little bit longer. And actually I will move it here so I can see it normally. Let's do a faster spawn. And maybe not that faster going down. Let's see what we can do with this shearing. Nothing particular, but I'm happy with this. It takes very little time and we can right away make it hide. So let's bring it back. I will move it up in the hierarchy, the rendering order. Now let's see. Great. Duplicate it. Maybe flip it, just for variety. And then move it to the other side. Give it a little bit offset. Different rotation. Maybe different initial rotation. And we have rocks. I guess they are flying, at least one of them flying too high. So maybe, and maybe too far. Maybe too long. It's not perfect because there is no impact on the ground, which you can add, obviously. Maybe the last one I will do add actually. So you see different approach. Just to show you how to do the other way, so the rocks, I will go with the last one. Select its mesh, the image, convert it to mesh, and I will make some kind of isolating polygons here. Holding Shift, I will click on every rock, the center of it. This one I will assume it's one rock. It's too small, this one. So, and maybe we should also adjust. Next, let's bind it to those new bones. I'm moving container bone here. Let's mark it something different icon. And let's add the final bone here. After quick binding, I will disable scale and rotation. Now I have a bone and I have rocks. So we can leave the pivot here and play with some kind of burst like this. So it bursts and then maybe it falls on the ground with scaling that. But I will try to do with easy way and play with this kind of burst. Also, we'll move this rock here, maybe adjust a little bit here, so we have more spherical arrangement. Going down. Great. Now let's do the animation. Where is it? Okay, so it's here. Similarly, we are moving it up, shooting up, and then bringing it down. But we also scale it up. So playing with the separate timelines, we can make a little bit interesting thing. And since rocks are coming in front, we need to make them smaller, bigger, and obviously start with the smaller rocks. We also can rotate them actually. Let's select few of them and even rotate more, maybe the other way. So now we can like fake that falling moment. So let's assume it hits the ground now. So here we will have some kind of frame by frame animation just to make it fast. Hitting the frame, it will actually collapse and make like this. Let's see. So it's not perfect, but you need to consider how much time you spent here and you still did not work with individual rocks. So you can have like 10 rocks here and all will work similar way. And if you duplicate them, they will add some kind of interesting variety. Now let's move it. I'm selecting all the frames and using adjust, I will move it here. So those were the rocks. And last one, what I want to add is the smoke layers. Let's do it. It should be easy because we don't want to make it super complicated. So it grows, moves up, and then disappears. Now it's important to feel the timing, feel how it does. After you happy with this, you can right away start like working with this bone. Again, I'm not introducing new bones here, just playing with this timelines. I can go separate them, separate the scale, do the other opposite easings for them. This was too much. And I guess this will fix it. Maybe I should not split the scale. I mean, separate the easings. And also I would like to add some rotation. Since it is some kind of circular, rotation will be nice. Let's make it slowing down with slowing down. And hide it with longer timing. Maybe less rotation. So what you can do here, even go deeper, you can, if it looks too flat, you can separate it into some grid just to make it fast. Add another bone, bind it to those two bones, and I should paint with this one in the center. Now let's check. Yeah. So this is again, adds a more layer, but also adds more time. And you can also rotate it. And once you are happy with one of them, then you can duplicate it maybe, or keeping the same animation, change the texture. Yeah, you can play with that. And I will duplicate it and just change the texture to this one. And this is just smoke. Let's rename it. We can see it working. I will rotate it, move it here, duplicate another time, move it here, rotate it, flip it. Change the opacity. I'm changing it in attachment color, so later animating slot color doesn't affect them. Yeah, something like this. It's too much. Maybe smoke is super big. Let me spread them a bit, so I can make them transparent a little more. And should we make them appear sooner? I feel this one can go even more left. Actually, the other one, this one. And we have smoke. We need to fix the colors. So the thing is with smoke, they end at the same time, so which I don't like. Maybe we can make them end differently. Yeah. And after this, you can actually use this sequence. It's nothing complicated. I mean, the same way as we use the smoke. And I'm looking, maybe perspective can be better with this guy. Yeah, we change the perspective and we don't see that cracks animations we have done. But it's fine. At least we see these ones. And here is it with the background. Looking nice, considering time I spent. If you want to see more VFX made in Spine, check this video. And I want to thank these fantastic people who support us on Patreon and YouTube. They are the reason I released this video today and not 2 weeks later. And if you want to support us, I think this is the best time of the year. Consider it a Christmas gift. Happy holidays. Bye for now. See you soon.